This is my proof of doing part one for the data visualization homework. So the first graph I chose to recreate was the tree map on bike sharing, which you can see right here. And then the tool I was using, I chose Matplotlib. So to start, I just found a real simple tutorial on how to make a basic plot with like your squares and I guess titles. So yeah, I'm gonna start off by just copying this code and using it as a basis for my own tree map. So we'll go right to here, and paste it in. As you can see, it also uses Squarify and Pandas. Pandas is just to process the data, and Squarify is just to get the actual squares in place so you can plot them. But it's still all done through, obviously, Matplotlib. So the first thing we need to change is we need our data in. I had multiple choices. I could have, read it through the XLSX file or typed it in manually. But it was easier to just copy it and then get ChatGPT to format it just to save me a little bit of time. So that's what I've done. We'll just go back over here and we can find that right here. If you want to see the prompt, I just said I have the following data. First is cities, second is bikes per 100,000 people, and then to format it in this way. And it took a little bit of maneuvering to get around because I actually didn't like the numbers that I started with. We'll put that in. We'll just replace this and put it in. But eventually I got there after a few prompts. If you care, you can pause and read them. But the main ones where I wanted these cities numbers here with the /n. Let's just remove this line. And then after that, I wanted to round the bikes per 100K because the numbers were going to be rounded. So I thought that only made sense. Oh, did I forget to, whoops, put in the wrong one? My mistake. But it's still the same. It's very similar. These are just little details. Okay, and so yeah, obviously I wanted rounded numbers too. So let's change this. Perfect. Next, I think we should change the NB people tag because it doesn't do a good job describing bikes per 100K. So I'm just going to name it bikes per 100K. Per 100K. We got to change this one as well. Bikes per 100K. Okay, so that's the basics of it done. This would get the numbers sorted. But if you look at the reference, which we'll just get up here, you can see that it's kind of colored from this dark blue to tan for each square. And so once again, I used ChatGPT and I just told it to, use the syntax, but give me 15 colors from that fade from blue to tan brown, just to make my life a little bit easier. So that's the prompt, and here's the result. So we'll just copy that through for the colors. We'll put that right here. And then to actually, put that change in place, we wanted to edit this line here, this squarify.plot, because this is where you're kind of like, this is what's creating those squares for the tree map. And we just need to add the colors right here. Let me double check what the line was. I found it in this tutorial right here. It was just colors equals whatever. Okay, so let's put that here. Obviously, we can just do our color. Let's rename this to color list so we don't get it mixed up. Color underscore list. There we go. We'll add the comma here. So that just gives us our basic, seems a little, forgot a comma. Okay, yeah, it's all fixed. And that's most of it. As you can see, we have the colors and the squares done. But obviously what's more important is we still need the title and subtitle. This is the last piece of data that I found, but it was just a website from Engineering for Data Science. which gives you the plot, title, or how to plot your title and subtitle. So once again, we'll just use this code as reference. We'll put that, obviously while we're plotting it. So we'll put it below here. We'll put it right here. We need the right title. Let me just double check what they were. So the title was "These cities are leading the world's bike sharing revolution." So let's change that. These cities are leading the world's bike. I think it was all capitals actually. Sharing revolution. Let's make this capitalized. And then we need to find the subtitle, which was rental bicycles per 100,000 people. I mean, it's kind of a key, but you get the idea. Rental bicycles per 100,000 people. Okay, there we go. So that's our core graph done. Let's just save it. Now let's run it to make sure, it actually creates something. So let's Python, what did I call this file? Bike graph, Python, bike underscore graph dot py. So if we run that, oh, well, it's mostly done. I think there's a little bit of a mistake just with the placement of the subtitle. So we'll edit that to make it a little bit lower. Let's see, or we'll make the subtitle a little bit lower. Let's change that. Let's make it I don't know, I guess how far up it is. Let's make it a little bit less far up. Let's make it 9.5. See how that changes it. Let's run it again. Whoops, that was the wrong direction. Let's make it 9.7. That should be good. Let's go back. Let's run it again. Oh, that's just about there. Let's make it just a little bit lower, shall we? Let's make it 9.8, I guess, if I had to say. Let's exit out. Yeah, I think we have a little bit more. Let's do 1.0. 1.00. Let's exit out. Let's run it. Okay, that's too much. I guess 0.99 was our sweet spot. File, save. And now let's exit out. And let's run this one last time. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks pretty good. So here's our completed tree graph. Let's drag it out a little bit so you can read the title. As you can see, we have the cities with the numbers below them. We have that color gradient from, that dark blue to that light gray. A little bit of red here, but hey. I'd say it looks pretty good. It doesn't look exactly like the reference that was given. So I guess the changes, if I had a lot more time, if I was more knowledgeable, I would kind of try and group these more similarly to how it was grouped in the reference photo. Like you can kind of see that they have, at some occasions they make it long, and then some occasions they make it squares. My colors aren't too accurate. I could definitely, mess with the colors to make them more. And, they have rounded boxes. I have, square boxes. Obviously the text color for mine is black on a white background, and theirs is, white on a gray background. So there's some changes that I could make to it, but for the most part, they're just aesthetic. Obviously the font could be changed as well, but I have captured the essence, I'd say, of the data, and I'm pretty happy with the result. Thank you.